Hey guys, it's Sign here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're doing another manga first impressions review. Today we're looking at Battle Angel Alita, and this is the first book in the deluxe collection, but I'm only talking about the first volume, which is the first half of this book, right? So let's see if I can show you what I mean here. So this book is 2 volumes in one, right? It's an omnibus. And I really only want to talk about the first portion here that I'm holding in my hand. So that's what we're going to focus on. Battle Angel Alita is actually a 9-volume story. I think it used to be released by Dark Horse, and then eventually, I think maybe Viz Media did it, and then kodansha finally got his hands on it, right? But this is the deluxe edition. There is a more normal edition that you can get that is more or less the same as this one, and this is kind of an old deluxe edition, so it's not really as full of bells and whistles as you might want to believe it is, but it does have a lot of color pages and some good stuff in it, so I recommend that you guys check this out. I bought this secondhand from the headquarters for Half Price Books here in Dallas. And I'm very happy about it. I got it for like $14 or something, which is awesome. It was a great price. I do want to get the rest of it. But let's actually talk about the book here. So it's written by Yukito Kishiro. It's published by Kodansha. The demographic here is seinen. I can't remember what magazine it comes in, but it's a seinen magazine for sure. And the genres here are cyberpunk and post-apocalyptic, which basically means that this is an action sci-fi story. And I guess you can kind of say that there is an element of what's it called, like journey into adulthood, what's it called, coming of age, right? It has that kind of element there, but it's not really important. It is kind of just like the story for the first volume of the book, right? Of the series. And there's an adaptation for this, obviously. I don't think there's an anime for it, although I'm sure that there is. But there's definitely an American movie, and most people think that it's pretty good. I've never watched it, so I don't know. But now that I've read the first volume, I do think I want to give it a chance and watch it because it sounds awesome, right? I really enjoyed this. So, yeah, there is an adaptation for that. Now, the premise here is that there's a nebulous future in some ways. Feels pretty similar to Blade Runner in the kind of concept that, you know, humanity has created androids and now they are part of our society, but it's kind of unclear if they're good or bad, and there's a lot of tension between humans and non-humans and that sort of concept, right? And so we're in this weird far future but kind of nebulously defined region of time where we follow this guy who's a cyber doctor who actually ends up just finding kind of randomly in the scrap yards around this area that they live in, this android's upper body. He finds her face and her chest, but only like half of it. So I guess it's like her heart to her head, right? So the components that would make her human, or like the symbolic aspects of her humanity, right? Her head, her brain, and her heart. And he decides to rebuild her. And so he spends many, many months going through caring for her, rebuilding her, and ultimately fixing her. And as she is fixed and she regains autonomy, as her body is developed again to full, what's it called? Full scope, I guess, to 100%, she decides to strike out on her own. She gains autonomy as her body is rebuilt. And so she decides to join this dangerous organization of people called Hunter Warriors, who are basically bounty hunters who hunt down rogue robots and bad people. And it turns out that the guy that saved her is also in this organization. He deeply wants her to not join it, but she chooses to be her own person and do what she thinks is best because she has the heart of a warrior. Then eventually the cyber doctor decides to agree with her. He realizes that he was treating her like a tool, like a thing, and he needed to treat her like a person. And so he decides that she's right, that she deserves her autonomy, And then from there, we get this introductory kind of big battle here where we get to see Alita fight this crazy, massive, like Fist of the North Star type villain character. And it's really beautiful. I really enjoyed the story. I think that the best kind of aspect here is the artwork. It's phenomenal. It's glorious. It's so, so beautiful. It does kind of have a bit of a similarity to like Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that, but it is ultimately, I think, for me, much better than that. I think it is better than the Ghost in the Shell kind of artwork, and it manages to convey humanity and beauty and like wonder at the world in such a great way. Like the work that goes into creating the expressions on these characters is phenomenal. I think that Yukito Kishiro really knocks it out of the park here. I think that it is some of the most amazing stuff. And the fact is that Alita comes off as this wonderful character, and the same work that goes into creating her beautiful expressions also goes on to creating these really grotesque ones for some of the bad guys. And I find that really valuable because it helps kind of really showcase the difference between these characters, right? So I really love that. I think overall, this is phenomenal. In terms of like the story, it's pretty basic stuff, right? Like if you've read Origin, the Boichi series, and you read the first kind of chapter or two in that story, it's pretty similar to this, right? If you've read I, Robot or Ex Machina or seen those movies, it's pretty similar. But that's because this is older than most of the stories. Well, actually, I think iRobot is significantly older than this, right? Because that was from the 60s, right? I think that's when Isaac Asimov was writing, right? So like there's nothing particularly new in terms of like sci-fi and robot fighting type stuff, but there's a lot of value to it because it's so well done, right? So those are my thoughts there. I feel like I was pretty unclear and kind of rambly in this video, but hopefully you guys understood and you guys understand that I love this book. I think it's phenomenal, primarily because of the artwork. The story is good, but it's not, amazing yet, at least not in this first volume. So those are my thoughts on Battle Angel Alita. I hope you guys enjoyed. You should definitely buy the deluxe edition. I think it's significantly better than any other edition on the market. And that's all there is to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.